Hey guys, welcome back to another video. On screen right now is my husband David. He is replacing the flooring in that room. So that room is, well, we're not really sure what to call it because it's kind of like a second living room. So we just call it the den. But he's starting by cutting the carpet with a razor blade, and then under the carpet you can see there's another like foamy thing. That is the underlayment. So you want to go around and you want to just rip out like sections of the carpet first and then the underlayment, and kind of work your way around the room, but in smaller sections so you know it's manageable to get out the door. And then underneath you can see that there's like another layer of flooring. This should actually be concrete, but I guess whoever lived here before just kind of layered the flooring on, which I personally wouldn't keep doing. I would have ripped out all those tiles because that's what I did in the kitchen and in the living room right behind that wall right there. So I ripped all that stuff out, but I think Dave just didn't really see the point, so he just left it there. But yeah, so after you rip out the carpet, you want to get all the tack board out. And when you're ripping out the tack board, you want to kind of be careful because it's pretty sharp, so if you step on it, it might go through your shoe. And also when you're pulling out the pieces, sometimes it leaves nails in the floor still, like the pieces that hold, or the nails that hold the tack board to the concrete. So you want to just do a second loop around once you're done, just to make sure you got everything out. And it's pretty like labor intensive work. It hurts your back pretty bad, and Dave actually has quite a few back problems, so this was not enjoyable for him. I know when I did it on the upstairs, it was pretty terrible. Like, I wheeled myself around on a little chair so that I could go around, and the carpet upstairs, it had staples throughout the entire thing. Like in the middle of the floor, they just stapled or threw down a bunch of staples through it. So I literally had to like scour every inch and corner of that room to make sure I got all the staples out. I mean, some of them I probably could have left because they weren't sticking out too much, but like I didn't want to take the chance that it would make the flooring uneven, so when we laid down the vinyl planks, like you could step somewhere and kind of feel it. So I just figured I'd rip it all out anyway since we're already doing this. And then after you take all the tack board and the nails out, you want to go around and just kind of clean the floor so that there's nothing that will be underneath the new underlayment and the new vinyl planks or whatever kind of floor you're putting down, because otherwise you'll definitely feel that. So after you're done cleaning everything up, you want to go ahead and grab your underlayment. And the underlayment it's pretty important. I don't think you need it for every floor type, but for the one that we chose, you need it. Because the one that we chose, it's pretty thin, and this is going to be directly on the concrete if we didn't put it. So that would be pretty cold. And this just is it's a moisture barrier as well as like kind of an insulator. So yeah, we chose to lay it down. And you can see Dave's cleaning up the section from the kitchen because we had a piece of blue painter's tape just kind of holding it down for the time being, because we did the kitchen in the living room about I don't know, probably a couple weeks prior to doing this room, because we've been pretty busy. We got a little toddler, and Dave is full-time in the Army, and I'm a full-time student, so when I'm not in class or doing homework, I'll be back. Dave's gonna talk.
Alright everybody, it looks a little bit different in here from when I stopped yesterday, and the reason is I didn't want y'all to suffer along with me. Down in here, you gotta make sure that you cut under these jambs right here so you can get the flooring under it, just so the flooring looks flush. You undercut here so that the flooring slips underneath and it looks a nice tight finish, like the flooring just flows all the way through and you don't get gaps like that. I messed up one of the cuts as I was doing this yesterday, and honestly just cutting all that, just using a handsaw and a vibrating saw with the wrong blade on it took a lot longer A lot longer than you would think. Hopefully today I'll get through at least half this. Whenever we're working on this floor, as soon as we get past these cuts right here, gonna be smooth sailing. This little patch right here is probably gonna take me 3 hours maybe, and then the rest of this is just gonna be maybe an hour, hour and a half, including tearing all that up. Yeah, let's do it. All right, hold on. Before we get started, another learning point when you're doing these cuts underneath these areas, you want to make sure the board is curved. If it's a point, you're gonna have a big gap in it, and I'll show you guys something right here too, why you want this to be so perfect. So this board I messed up on, look at that. That's what you don't want right there. You see that big old gap? And then right there, another big old gap right in there, right? The wife would be ashamed of me. Big time on that one. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna use a different piece to start up over here. So let's get cutting, let's get going.
All right, so I am back, and this is just a quick little, I don't even know, walkthrough of the house, him plugging in his phone, and I think he forgot that the camera was on a time lapse, so he started talking to it. But anyways, he just talked you through what he's doing right now, and this is not fun. Like, I hated doing the doorways or any kind of special cut. It's just a pain in the butt, and especially when you have to go underneath of, like, oh my gosh, I forget what it's called, like the trim pieces, because you have to cut it, or you have to make like an undercut, and our undercuts are way too tall. So as you can see in the bottom left corner, like leading to the hardwood floor, you can see that there's a gap between the new vinyl planks and the trim. That was not supposed to be there. We've done this, we've replaced flooring like multiple times, but this time we decided to try out a new tool. It was the reciprocating blade that Dave was using, and it's nice. It made it really fast, but we did it before realizing how thin our flooring actually is, so it's the cut's way too big, and I think we're just gonna leave it. I don't know. You don't really notice it unless, you know, you're looking. And especially once we paint it, and then like paint and redo all the trim, like all the cord around everything, I don't think you'll really notice it. So yeah, a second ago you just saw him use a tool. It's like a weird handy little tool. It has this main piece in the center, and then a bunch of like sticks that go straight through it, and you just kind of press it up against a weird cut, and then it'll give you the angle. So then you just lay it down on top of your board, trace that little angle, and then you can proceed on. So here's another angle of Dave doing the flooring, and as you can see, we're using the old carpet as just kind of like a catch-all. It's catching all those pieces of old flooring, and yeah, it's got paint all over it. It's not the best. So yeah, I think his back was hurting him, but anyways, he's just gonna keep laying down the new flooring, and then I guess I'll do a little voiceover again once he does something interesting, because I don't really know what else to say about this, because it's all kind of the same thing. You lay down a piece, you hammer it down together, and then you go get a new one, measure it, cut it, lay down, etc. So yep.
might bop and unlike me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I been all on my grind, so why I need you? Baby girl love my bop and unlike me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I been all on my grind, so why I need you? Big flex, my swole up. Double cup and I'm pulled up. Niggas hating like hold up. What's the problem? I'm pulled up. Big flex, my swole up. Hard body, they fold up. Shawty say I done glowed up. Double text on my phone up. Fuck with your boy, I'm the man of the year. I'm not a fan of your peers. Serve him a fate, I'ma hand him the shears. He not the man he appears. Heart of a lion, I'm trampling fears. I love the man in the mirror. Cry me a river to stand in the tears. You better stand in the clear. I'm going crazy, niggas fugazi. How would they ever gon' fuck with a kid? Put it on baby, it do not faze me. Boy, I do not give a fuck what you did. Eating that kitty, she stuck to my rib. How can I trust him? He fuck with the pigs. Bro got a Glock and a couple of C's. He think about splitting a couple of wigs. Shotty my DNA all real, nigga. Sweatsuit all heel figure. And I ain't even gotta deal with you. If I ain't never split a bill with you. I got Hennessy and horchata. Baby girl wearing nada. Ass growing from a cider. Bathrobe in his Prada. Fiji water by the cold glass. Granddaddy by the Ziploc. Flex season, I'm road running. I'm staying all on my tip top. Young man with an old mind, so I ain't worried about slight shit. I be up till sunrise. I'm staying out on my night shift. I got a bottle of bourbon, a bundle of hundreds. I'm jiggy, I'm flexing a bit. Figured I hit it and quit it. I'm busy, I ain't got the minutes for texting it, bitch. Came from the gutter with me and my brother. I'm moving my mother right out of the city. Bitch, I'm a star and they know I go hard, so I'm kissing them babies and signing them titties. Gold blingin' like Chingo, rock star like Ringo. Checks coming in back to back, I'ma line them up like bingo. Oh, I think that they like me. They be all on my wood tip, not a stain on my white tee. I'm popping all of this good shit. Big flex, my swole up. Double cup and I'm pulled up. Niggas hating like hold up. What's the problem? I'm pulled up. Big flex, my swole up. Hard body, they fold up. Shawty say I done glowed up. Double text on my phone up. Baby girl love my bop and unlike me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I been all on my grind, so why I need you? Baby girl love my bop and unlike me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I been all on my grind, so why I need you?
Alright guys, well, we're coming to an end here. He is doing the last little bit around the fireplace. This fireplace, as you can see on the right, like the bottom right corner of it, there's like this white streak. That's because we used to have paint buckets stored right next to it, and one of them got knocked over and paint went all over the fireplace, so we ended up painting the majority of it white, and then we still got to replace those brown tiles that surround the bottom of it. So yeah, that's why it looks terrible. It's not staying. We're just going to replace all of it. So yeah, there's really not much more to say. Obviously, you know, special cuts not very fun, but those ones aren't too bad since there's no backing to it. You can just kind of go right around it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.